Welcome Freedom Hero! Did you know that there are 19 secrets to converting your online visitors into lifelong customers? In this episode, we are going to talk about that and specifically the Expert Secrets books that contains those 19 secrets. My name is István Bújdosó and this is the 47 Marketing Show. Let's get started. Okay, the next book in the trilogy is the Expert Secrets. This one as well is the second edition. The first one came out in 2017, so about like 3 years ago. And the second edition, I read the first edition twice and I really loved it. But just reading it, I love the results, what we got from implementing things from it. So this one is actually about converting your online visitors into lifelong customers, which is pretty awesome. I think that's the goal for all of us to create lifelong customers. So I just want to show you a couple of things, a bit about the structure, and I picked two examples that we are already using in a business and it made huge difference. And then is a third thing that I will talk about a bit later. I'll show you. That's awesome as well. That third thing. So the structure in the book, there are 4 big sections. I think there are 19 secrets in there. 4 sections. And the first section is about creating your movement. It shows that why it's not creating lifelong customers. It's not only about providing a good service and hoping that they will stay lifelong. It's about creating a movement when they want to stay lifelong. They are extremely motivated to stay lifelong with you, and they want to stay. Okay, so yeah, the first section is about that. It shows 6 secrets about that, how you can create a movement, and why you should create a movement, and how you can create a movement. And the second section is creating beliefs, which is another important element, and I'll talk a bit about it in a minute. Section 3 is it's all about one-to-many selling, why that is a lot better than one-to-one selling, and why that works a lot better, why that gives a lot more scalability, it gives a lot more opportunity to help a lot more people, to make more money, and it shows a framework, which I'm going to talk about a bit later, that shows you how you can do that systematically, how you can do that to follow follow the steps of the framework, and how you can use that to sell one-to-many really in a really great way. So section 4 is becoming your dream customers guide, which is, I will talk about it. That's the third thing that I'm going to show you. So let's keep to the first thing that I want to show you, and the third thing I want to talk to you about why that is so cool. So yeah, the first thing, this was in the first edition as well, the new opportunity. And when I read this, I had a huge aha moment. It shows something really important. It shows the difference between improvement offers and new opportunity offers. And when I first I read it, it was so amazing to see it, because I realized something, that before reading it, I was using improvement offers. I was just trying to sell improvement offers with very, very little success. And it should mean something, that why that is not working, and how I can use new opportunity offers, and what new opportunity offers. And it's just magic, because the first time I implemented, right away, getting a new client, closing a new client was a lot easier to offering them something that is a new opportunity. And it actually only takes that we didn't change the service what we were providing. It's just changed the changed the way we talked about it, changed the way we offered it, and yeah, it meant a lot easier things. And ever since, I never going back. Anytime when we put an offer together, it's always must be a new opportunity because that's what works. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is, again, this was as well in the first edition as well, and I really loved it, and it made a huge difference in business. And it's called the Epiphany script, Epiphany Bridge script or story. It shows it is a framework. It is a framework that shows how you can use stories to sell stories. How you can use stories to sell instead of hard selling, to use stories that sells. And and it's pretty awesome. I'm not I actually, like, when it comes to hard sell, it just doesn't feel right. When I read this, I had this huge aha moment. When we try this, it's just a it works better. It's much easier. It's just magic. It's just magic. Like, it's a lot easier to sell that way through stories. This doesn't even feel for you to sell, and it doesn't even feel for your customers that they are being sold. And that makes a huge difference in both in the feelings and both how the process goes, and in that in the close rate. You get more customers this way, and better customers. So it's really cool. What I love about it is not just shows that, like, oh yeah, this is like telling like stories is better and it's gonna help you to sell more. It actually shows you how you can put together those stories that has that effect that actually sells. It has this framework has like 14 steps, and it walks through the steps, just to highlight the summary. And on the following pages it actually walks through the in details how you can do that. And it's pretty awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. It makes a huge difference. It's definitely something that's worth checking it out. Um, yeah. So the last thing I mentioned is basically talks about, as I mentioned, this is a framework for selling one to many. And one to many, it shows various different ways how you can do that. It can be live events, live webinars, various different ways that you can put yourself into a situation when you are one to many, when you're selling one to many, and using the stories to sell. And what is really, really amazing and great about it, to selling one to many, it's a lot more scalable, a lot more profitable to do that. It is possible to automate it as well. After you see that it works, it's possible to do that. And as I mentioned, there are quite some. There are a few examples in here. If I can open it there, then yeah. So one of the things that I mentioned are the live events and the webinars, which usually like 1.5 hour, 2 hour long, which is a long way, and which is a long version to actually use this framework. So what I want to point out that is like so flexible to this framework that you can use it in a 2 hour long webinar or live event, or it shows a way to use a shortcut to turn it to use it in a shorter way, like half an hour, 20 minutes. It's a lot quicker to do it. Still has a great effect. Still sells. There is even a 5-minute version. It actually shows an example that like somebody used this 5-minute version and they are making millions with it. So yeah, as I mentioned, it's really, really powerful and flexible, flexible. This framework. There are a couple of more examples in there, like how it's possible to use. It's possible to use it in adverts, possible to use it in follow-up emails, possible to use it in lead magnets, unboxing funnels, video sales letters, automated webinar funnels, product launches. Yeah, a lot of different ways that it's possible to use this framework and sell one-to-many, and in not hard selling, story selling, which is really, really amazing. And yeah, so a few things I already implemented, a few things I mentioned, and a few other things, and they're working great. And I'm really looking forward to actually reading this second edition and implementing it, and implementing things from it, because I think like everything that I implemented from this book is working. It's working and working like magic. Okay, so this was the expert secrets. Okay, we are going to stop here now before this episode gets too long. So this was part 2 of the unboxing series of the Secrets Trilogy. And in the previous episode, I talked about the .com Secrets book, which is all about growing your company with online sales funnels. And if you want to see that episode, you can find the link in the description. And in this episode, I talked about the Expert Secrets book. And in the last episode of the series, I'm going to talk about the Traffic Secrets book that is all about filling your websites and funnels with your dream customers. And if you want to check out any of these books yourself, then you can find links to them in the description as well. So thank you for staying till the end of this episode. And before we go, let me share with you one more thing. The truth is that in today's business world, getting the right leads or not can mean the difference between growing your business or losing it. From my new book, you can find out how to ignite your automated lead generation in 15 proven steps to get leads without cold calling. If you'd like to get a free copy of that new book, then go to 47funnelsecrets.com. You can find a link in the description as well. Thank you for listening. See you at 47funnelsecrets.com.